Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays the Archer, LOTRO, and we just finished with Githa here, and the question is, what do we do next? And I was thinking perhaps since we're at Adso's camp, we should speak with him.
Might I have a word with you?
Hey, you're not from around here, maybe that'll be a good thing. I've got some serious business. Could you please take this satchel to Bill Fernie? Yeah. No, I didn't read the whole thing. And unfortunately, oh, that's right. You get all the other quests after doing this little intro quest. So let us head off to Bill Fernie and see what he has to say. Now, of course, anyone familiar with the Lord of the Rings will know that Bill Fernie is about as pleasant a fellow as Saruman. Okay, maybe that's an insult to Saruman. Let's see. Let's ring the bell and see what he has to say.
Why are you bothering me?
Soon Sharky's men'll have all a Bree in their hands with cowards like that little worm Adso under our heel. Here's no question about that. And tell Adso that this payment has been received, and he'd better have another one ready next week. Well. How about that? Extortion! That's what he is, I told you. He's a real nasty fellow. Don't want him around in your neighborhood. Alright, let's take care of that. And turn this in. As you see, I decided not to go to Mirkwood this week, but I think that'll be more appropriate for next week, because that's where Bingo will be taking us, and also the Epic.
Hello?
Another one? This was supposed to be the last! He'll ruin me! Hey, maybe you could help me with something.
Might I have a word with you?
Could you kill some of those brigands? Maybe that'll get them off my back. Yeah, right. Alright, and what do you want me to do?
I'll not be ignored.
Yes. Boars can grow quite large and dangerous. The boars around Bree have always been a source of food, and the ones here in North Bree Fields are no exception. So, give me some dinner. Yeah, and this one wants some money, I think, or goods.
Would you do something for me?
Oh, friend, I have news that will likely make you see the severity of our lives here. Adso is a good fellow, trying very hard to keep us safe, and he has done a wonderful job in the meager means of these left, but I simply know that it is not enough. These brigands encroach ever closer, and they will not leave us be, so go and get their coin purses and their tools to keep them away. Yes, how about that? So, well, there's a boar right there. Unfortunately, someone beat me to that boar. So we'll try this one. And Roger and hello. There you go. One boar down, many more to go. And this one. Rather quiet here. I thought I had taken care of the volume. Well, at least I can hear the boar when he dies, but everything else seems to be a little bit quiet. We'll see. Have to see what happens when I get serious on the matter. All right, down here. Yeah, but the idea here is to keep moving. Now, bears are for the next quest. Though I'm sure that I should remember maybe to kill occasional bears anyway. Just in case they're on the same spawner. Of course, having extra bears won't be too much of a problem if I'm going to be doing a bear quest after this. Ooh, 17. It's if you come in here, hit one type of creature, and never hit the other where things get to be troublesome. At least if they share same spawner. That Hello. Would you mind coming out so I could hit you more easily? I guess not. But yes, these will get me the little supplies I need from them. I'm going after the brigands. And there we go. 2 down. And the bowman, well, the bowman's not going to come after us, but we could shoot. But as long as we make sure that we have all our... Let's see. Pretty close to full here. Boom, boom. Maybe I should have opened up with the double shot. That way I could have... Here we go. And now I'll try this guy. But keep moving. Now, the problem is, if you don't know where you're going, things could get a little bit a little nasty in that case. Okay, well, I got the coin purses. Well, that was pretty fast. That's always the first thing I get in this. And the tooltips are just catching up with me. Let's see. I really don't like going after 2 of these at once. And this is a nice area where you manage to clear out what's behind you, go in a linear way so that you can do this. Let's see. This is tricky. But what you do is arrange for one to go in there and you go after the other. Not as much use of traps as you have in the yellow line, but there are still some places where it comes in handy. Apparently, she didn't like that, being in that trap all that time. Well, too bad. Too bad. Now the boars can be a problem because they run pretty quickly because I think they have this charge ability or something like that. But if they're dead before they reach you, well, that's sort of the philosophy of a hunter. Kill them before they get to you. Because if they're dead, they can't kill you. Alright, that's 11, and that's a bowman. So therefore, we could just pop them down. Yeah. Alright, that's it for those. The boar heads, well, I didn't seriously think I was going to get a full set of those. That's usually the case in this one, where I go through the first quest and don't really have all the boar's heads. I don't go around searching for boar's heads exclusively. So, but if I run into any boars, like this one over here, I am happy to oblige. Hello. Yeah, try to kill him before he stuns me. Because they do like doing that to you. Is that a... Oh no, that's a rhubarb. Well, I don't need a rhubarb. There isn't too much you really could do with rhubarbs. I mean, even my cooks don't do too much with rhubarbs. Well, he's in the way, and there you go. But if I see a boar, I go after it. If not, then I just head generally towards Adso's camp so I can turn in the quest. I usually finish it off sometime around during the second set of quests. Because I like doing the bears with the third set of quests anyway, so therefore, there's no major problem about being slowed down a little bit. And actually, usually I have an area where I like to go after the bears because there is a place where it does exclusively spawn bears. So if this gives a... So if this is a shared spawner, I'm not really killing myself in the next quest too much because I do tend to go somewhere else for the bears. Alright, now that we are done with that, let us head off to Adso and turn in the first round of quests. Of course, he has a second round. That's right, he's not ready. Done yet.
Is there something I can do for you?
Okay, paying
Might
bills.
I speak with you a moment?
You need to collect some goods that were taken
Please stay a moment.
and kill one of the chief bandits there.
Hello there.
Yeah, I've done these. I must have done this set of quests 30, 40, maybe even 50 times. At least 40. And more often than not, I actually read through the quest text, but I think this isn't the time to do that when I'm filming here. When I'm doing the epic storyline or something like that, and I'm doing a series like that, I like to read through the quest text. But this particular series, I really don't think it fits in with. Alright. Actually, get that in there. Alright, now we have, this is our, where we could get some goods. Let's see. Yeah, okay. He didn't trip off his girlfriend there, so that's good. Good, that's one down. Next. And okay, that's two. Right, so you can see I'm getting the... Now, it's getting the... Actually, that's not where I'm looking to go. It's getting the boss over here. That's the tricky bit in this area. Because you have all those patrols around there that go near him, and you got to time it right, or you can get yourself into a great deal of trouble. But hopefully we'll survive this. Alright, now here is this. Right, there's the patrol there. And here's the person we want to kill. It looks like we mentioned, oops, there are, yeah, there should only be one person with, so obviously there was somebody else around in the area. And the other two ran off. Ha ha! Perfect! Now that's the good kiting. Alright, let's get this done. I think this might be... I might get two for the price of one on this one. Yep, I thought so. Yeah. We'll see what he can do. Well, does this trap work? I don't do it as nearly as fast as if I'm in yellow line. I guess that makes sense. Yellow line puts down traps a lot more quickly. I suppose that makes sense because it's not the specialty of blue line to do so. They're more worried about getting through things quickly. Moving. Stay moving. Of course, when you got a archer to deal with, that's a little bit tougher. And what do we got? I've got... Okay. Alright, that's done. I just have... what? Two more left? Okay, I might as well pick up some wood while I'm going along on this. Ooh, a heavy branch. That's nice. Good. Oh. And let me top off this because might as well have as much of this focus as possible. Good. Oh boy, I've got 6 more of these I still need to collect. Egad. Alright. I'll put a trap down for the boar since I don't think I've got as much. Oh, that boar is going to make it tough on me, isn't he? And... Ah! Well, not as tough as the boar hoped, I think. Yeah. I know. I was already at full when I did that. That was sort of a redundant use of time. Okay, good. And last one. Well, actually, not my last one. Getting close, though. That's almost done. You can see. Alright. Very poor drop rates on those, but you can also get goods next to some of the brigands. I haven't been going after those. Which I usually pick up a couple of them down this way. So I could try a couple of those. If I can get around this robber here. Not a good place to kite. Yeah, alright. But I think I've figured out how to successfully use this particular line in handling this quest. Now. Okay, we've got the bowman here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plop this down. Go after the bowman. And the other one should soon be down. Alright, good. That's good. And then if she has another one, she doesn't. I do have this, which is the purpose for coming in this way. Good, that's 11. Then you just need one more. Now this lieutenant, if I time this right, then I'll only get one. Okay, good. Complete, except for one boar's head. So can we get one more of those, or... That is not a boar, that is a bear. I know they're spelled in a similar way. Alright. It says bear mother, but it doesn't give the... It isn't telling you the gender, though. I don't see any cub around here, so you say, okay. Where did her cub go? Alright, now, that's probably shot off by an earlier explorer, perhaps? I guess that won't be unusual. Welcome to MMOs! The new head. But we do have some wood here, and actually, what am I using for a bow right now? Rowan bow. I really should go and make myself a new bow? How's that for an idea? How's that? Yeah, between episodes I should get myself a new bow. Let's face it. Actually, I better forgot my woodworking. Yeah, I've finished up a print. I've finished up the basic line for that, so therefore there won't be any trouble whatsoever in making myself a bow. I was thinking if I had a more powerful bow, I wouldn't be worried about something. But a Rowan bow, when you have all this ash wood, is certainly not optimal. Alright, let's see. Here we go. Here is the enraged splinter. I want to finish this quest before the end of this episode. That way am I to go, right? Okay, that's it for that. So that's done. So let us head back and turn these quests in. And that will conclude the episode. And next time we will be in the old forest, because Bingo's up to the point of taking us to level 18 in the next time around, and will be taking us into the forest, so it'll perfectly fit together. Alright,
Just a
paying
moment.
bills. Good.
Hello.
Hello. Good. I'll
Might
do
I
this
have a
between
word with you?
episodes. Oh yes, here he is. And then we
Tell me what you need or move along.
finish that off. Tailoring lore or minor cooking lore. Neither of them is particularly useful for my character. So I'll just grab one at random and sell it.
Stay
And grab that.
hear me out.
Well, Breedland Adventure complete. Very well. Well, that concludes this episode, and I'll see you around next time where we'll be in the Old Forest in Piney Plays the Archer, Lord of the Rings Online.